Hello there, welcome to the USA Pan Kitchen. I am Nikki and today we're going to be making hot dog buns and hamburger buns, homemade. As the weather gets warmer, people are grilling outside. These are great for that, for any picnics that you're going to be having. I'm going to show you how really easy this is if you've never even made bread before. Very little hands-on time for these recipes, and we're going to get started. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have all the ingredients here. I'm going to dump them in my mixer and I'm going to mix it to a dough, and then I'm going to probably knead it by hand for a few minutes. If you don't have a mixer, you can do this, mix this by hand. It's simple too. So I'm going to start with 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Next here I have 2½ teaspoons of instant yeast, 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1/4 cup of potato flour, 1/4 cup of milk powder. I have 6 tablespoons of unsalted softened butter, and I have 1 cup of lukewarm water. You don't want your water to be too hot or it will kill your yeast. I'm just gonna pop that all in my mixer and then mix it up until it forms a dough. So I have my dough here. I'm just gonna knead it for a few minutes just until it kind of comes together for me. Okay, and that is it. That is how you make the dough for the hot dog buns. I'm gonna take this dough and I have a bowl that I've sprayed here with some oil. I'm gonna plop that in there. We're gonna cover this and put it in a nice warm spot for about an hour. Okay, so we've let our dough rise for about an hour. It's basically doubled in size. So what I'm gonna do now is kind of gently deflate this dough. And then I have our New England Hot Dog pan right here. I'm not gonna grease it or anything. I'm just gonna take this dough here and I'm going to just put it in the bottom of the pan. If you have a rolling pin and you wanna roll it out to these dimensions, you can do that. I'm just kind of gonna stretch it and press it into the pan. Once I get this dough in, we are going to let this have a second rise. We're gonna cover it and put it in a nice warm cozy spot, and we're gonna let it rise until it gets to about a 1/2 inch from the top of the pan. Towards the end of the rise time, which should be about 45 minutes to an hour, you're gonna wanna preheat your oven to 350. As you can see, I have the dough in the pan here. We're gonna let this rise for a second rise, and we'll be back to show you what that looks like. Okay, we are back and we've let the dough rise in the pan until it comes to about 1/2 inch of the top. What we're gonna do at this point is we have our oven preheated at 350 degrees. We're going to take something heavy like our USA pan. We're gonna put it on top of these buns and we're gonna bake them just like this for 18 minutes. After 18 minutes, we're gonna remove the sheet pan and we're gonna cook them for about 2 to 5 minutes more until the top gets nice and brown. So we baked the buns for 18 minutes, we removed the half sheet, and then we let them bake for another 5 minutes until the tops got nice and golden brown, as you could see here. So I'm gonna go ahead, we've let these cool for a little while. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what they look like when we take them out of the pan. And those are the New England hot dog buns. This is what it looks like. You can see the indentations here separating each hot dog bun. That is where you're going to slice. So there's your hot dog bun, and then you're just going to slice it down the middle, not completely, and it's going to open up for your filling. Okay, now we're going to switch gears to our hamburger buns, and even fewer ingredients, super easy, same as the hot dog buns. Here I have 3½ cups of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of sugar. I've got 1 large egg, 2 tablespoons of softened butter. Got a tablespoon of instant yeast, 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I have here, you're gonna use between 3/4 and 1 cup of lukewarm water. Depending on the humidity and the season, you may use more or less. Again, I'm gonna just put this in my stand mixer and let it do its work. If you don't have a stand mixer, no worries. You can do this with a hand mixer or even by hand. I'm just gonna knead this a little till it comes together. The dough is finished for our hamburger buns. We're going to put this in an oiled bowl, cover it up, and set it in a warm place until it rises and is doubled in size. And I will see you back here after that. Okay, so we've got our dough here. We're gonna gently deflate it, and then we're going to divide it into 6 equal portions, roll those into balls, and then we're gonna press it into our USA Pan round mini cake pan, which is perfect for these buns. Okay, so I've rolled the dough into balls and then I've pressed it into the bottom of the pan, and I'm gonna go ahead and cover this and let it rise again for another 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, continuing on with our burger buns. We've let them rise in the pan. You can see how beautiful and puffy they've gotten. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brush each one with some melted butter, and then I'm going to sprinkle some sesame seeds on mine, and then I'm gonna very gently put an egg wash on top of that. So these are gonna go into a 375-degree oven for about 15 minutes. Okay, so we baked our hamburger buns for about 15 minutes. You can see how nice and golden brown they came out. I have them here on a wire rack. You're gonna wanna take these out of the pan to cool completely on a wire rack so that the bottoms do not get soggy. You can see how easily these pop out of the pan. And then once they are cooled off completely, you slice them open and serve whatever you want on them. You could see with a few leftover sesame seeds in the pan, but otherwise they came out perfectly clean. And that is the difference when you use a USA pan. Today we use this mini round cake pan to do these buns, and we also use our new England Hot Dog pan to do hot dogs. I hope you give these recipes a try for your next picnic, next party, next gathering, whatever it may be. Please let us know. We love to hear your feedback. Subscribe to our channel, and please follow us on social media. Have a great day.